Hi everyone, I'm Centauri9 and welcome back to Let's Play Evoland. First things first, I went back to the Sacred Grove and got a treasure chest. It was that treasure chest that last episode I couldn't figure out how to get. I'd like to thank the Yoshi 2 very much for pointing out a very common trick, and that is to use bombs to trigger the crystal. So what you'll do, set the bomb in front of the crystal, and then walk past the block that you can't move past in 2D. Do that, the bomb explodes, hey, you're in 3D. You can now move past the little tree, grab the treasure chest, and that's that. Thank you very much. That's a typical thing to do in RPGs. In those type of the adventure RPGs, if you have some type of time explosive, you can set it there and have it explode. That way you can trigger things from a distance, or you can set it there and get someplace you need to be and then have it trigger. It's a typical thing to do, and that's very, very helpful. So please keep that in mind. It's sure to come in handy. I completely forgot about it, so thank you again. The second thing is, I've already recorded this once, and my recording software messed up and didn't record. Now that's a big problem with this type of game, because there's not multiple save files. Usually I'll just say, okay, this is the second time of me doing it. I've already gone through it once, but I'll load up an earlier save. I can't do that here. So first of all, mistakes happen. As you can see in this area, we have pipes here. So kind of reminiscent of Mario. And so I already have treasure chests. I've already done the complete next area. And I was trying to think what I wanted to do. First of all, the first thing I want to do is deeply apologize, because what this is all about is opening those treasure chests and reliving the history of games, and with the recording screwing up, I know things happen, but I still feel like I need to apologize for it messing up, and I couldn't do anything about it, just messed up. Turtle soup! Killed 10 Atuin. Cool! But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the area and kind of show off what happened. And still kind of remember exactly where everything was. I'll do my best. Again, I'm really, really sorry, because this just... I feel like it may take away from the game, and I wanted this to all go smoothly, and then look, it doesn't go smoothly. If I had a way to kind of rewind the time and do it again, I would, but I don't. So... something you may notice in the upper left corner is a mini-map, which we now have. That's something we get in the next dungeon. Also, Pacoons! As you saw, they spit fire and look awfully reminiscent of piranha plants. So, again, we have a Super Mario thing going on here, which is really cool. I know, I can only say it so many times, but I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to salvage this the absolute best I can. We'll X crystal the Zumba. We'll hit. So I got the second part of the amulet. Show off where that is. And we'll see if I missed anything. Maybe I missed a treasure chest or two. We can pick those up as well. These guys give a lot of money and EXP. So here's the next place. It's the ruins of... I can't remember. It was some big, long name. Let's X crystal. again. Oops, wrong one. Maybe I can kill him. Yeah, okay. Let's enter. The ruins of Sardonyk. Now, the first thing you may notice, other than the mini-map, like I already said, we do have a mini-map, yay! That's something we find in here. The mini-map is a huge upgrade for adventurers. Having this to see where you're going is a huge thing. I typically get lost. And so having a mini-map or a map of some kind, especially a mini-map, that way you don't have to pull up a map over and over again. Some type of mini-map helps a lot. That way it can help you keep track of where you're going. Another thing we find in here is a heart container. Not a heart container, but a life orb, you could say. And this is reminiscent of Diablo. In Diablo, you don't have hearts like in Legend of Zelda. You have a health orb. And typically in those type of RPGs, you can hover over it, and it'll tell you how much HP exactly you have. This is great because you're not relying on you get hit, you lose a heart. Here you get hit and you lose 19 HP. But you know exactly how much HP you have. Very handy, gives you a more precise measurement. So very nice to have. The other thing we have is these slashes. Now these slashes did not look this good, let me tell you that now. And we also have the shockwave that we get in here. This is combo hits. With combo hits, you see them a lot in fighting games, but sometimes also in these adventure RPGs. If you complete a combo like that, 3 slashes, you get an extra powerful slash at the end. This is useful for taking out a lot of enemies. At least like a row of enemies. Very cool. And again, it did not look this good. We found dynamic textures in here, which just give textures a more crisp, clean look. Very, very nice. It may not seem like a big graphical upgrade, but it really is, because it just adds those levels of detail that make games even more eye-popping, like they are today. Games are like AAA titles. Just sometimes you could swear you're watching a movie instead of playing a game. And see, we have enemies. Now, another thing that happens in Diablo-type games, money will drop, you just pick it up, and health orbs will drop. Pick them up, gain HP back. Very handy. Come on, spiders. Another thing we earned is, or maybe that was the combo hits. Anyway, like a combo meter. See, it's a multi-kill. This is something that just came about in games, and it's just to give you a big sense of accomplishment when you kill a lot of enemies quickly. That's what it's there for. Also, the ground didn't look right, and because the colors were kind of messing it up, we got dynamic lighting. And what dynamic lighting does is it softens the lights as you get further away from it. As you get closer, the light, you can see the purple on the ground, gets stronger. Again, it may not seem like much, but this gives way to the realistic shadows we have in games. The realistic lighting. That's what this is about. These graphical upgrades. Away. Monster kill. See? I feel like I need to do my big voice for that. Now, by rampage. Can I do my announcer type voice for that? By this point, we would have found gear. So as you can see, we have gear. Now, of course, I've already picked up all the gear. But as you kill enemies, they drop gear. This is a huge thing in Diablo games. So, Ring of Fire, +5 fire resistance. That was indeed the first one that I found. Now, pretty normal, you'll find items like this. As you see, we have a lot of inventory slots. That is something that really came about thanks to Diablo. Not to this extent. You usually don't have this many inventory slots, but I think, and this is just my opinion, I think the creators of the game are trying to make a point. Sometimes it's too much. There's just too much inventory stuff that you can do. And it can get overwhelming. So I'll go over each piece of gear right now, and then kind of go over what comes to mind. Again, this is something really big in Diablo games. Before I start. In Diablo games, you have a loot drop system. So, depending on the enemy you kill, what level they are, what level you are, what area you're in, a lot of factors can go into it. It all depends on the type of game. In these Diablo-like games, it's its own genre now. There are quite a few games like this, which have the droppable loot, this like top-down look at it, the health orb, a mini-map, very reminiscent of Diablo, and like I said, there's quite a few games of it, some that come to mind. Fate, really fun. I remember it being back on Yahoo Games. That's how far back that goes. Like way back Yahoo Games. A lot of fun. I'm sure you can still find it. I think Fate, there's a Fate 2 now. Path of Exile, which I know is an MMO style, but still has that Diablo-esque feel to it. That's out right now. I think it's I think you can get it on Steam to try out. I believe it's free to play. I don't know to what extent. So there's that if you want to try this type of game out. As always, the big one is Diablo 2, and the Diablo series. So, there's that. In these type of games, the big thing is you get lots of loot. All enemies will just continuously drop loot, and to try to make your character better through it, and then of course you get levels. You typically have some type of skill tree, or a way to learn skills or improve your character, and you put points in there, and learn new abilities, and upgrade your stats that way. But a lot of the appeal comes from the random loot, because you never know what you're going to get. And so it's like a box of chocolates. Sorry, I had to make that reference. But it's you never know what you're going to get, and there's a big appeal to that. One quick second. That way my throat doesn't die on me. I'll go over the items now, and then get to what the point that I think the creator might be getting at, the creators and designers of this game. Shiro Games, which did Evoland. Point they may be trying to get at. Hero Relic. Plus 0.001% critical chance. But you do have that extra 0.001% critical chance. Stonebreaker. Plus 300% damage to stone and walls. Yes! It does nothing, by the way. We don't break stones and walls except with bombs, which insta-kill it. Anyway. Necklace of the Eagle, plus 2% dodge chance. That's pretty cool. I believe that was the second thing I got. So it seemed pretty normal to start with. Plus 5 fire resistance, plus 2% dodge chance. Then it gets a little crazy. Plus 5 damage against mythological creatures. Again, that's getting pretty specific. It's not just plus 5 damage. It's plus 5 damage against mythological creatures. That's getting a little... just a little too crazy. Diamond Necklace of Shiny Bling. You just became the first gangsta fantasy hero. What I always wanted. Even as a G. Zodiac Earring. I was hoping for a Final Fantasy Tactics reference. That would have been really cool. But, kind of pay a little bit to the strategy RPG games out there. But, anyway, it wasn't, obviously, and it's 0.1% defense on ears. Again, why does it matter? There are people that will really get excited about that. There's a few people out there that are like, yeah, got that 0.1 defense on ears. I'm that much better than you. But whatever. This was actually really cool. Medal of Honor. Double EXP gains. Just in case. I would actually like to have double EXP games in a lot of places, so that would actually be really helpful. Lightbringer Pauldrons. +3 to Chivalry. Also great for disco nights. Guardian Angel revives you with 20% HP when you're killed by a unicorn. Boy, if I ever get killed by a unicorn, I'm gonna be glad I had this piece of armor. Belt of Legend, +10% grinding speed. Yes. Drax Armband turns user into a dragon. 12-month cooldown. That's a heck of a cooldown. but with the armband, it brings up a point. There are games where you can find these cool items, but then they have this cooldown period. And it's like, yeah, I get to do this cool thing for 15 seconds, but it's on a 5-hour cooldown. And it just, why? You know, why? For that 15 seconds. But that's a big thing in MMO style RPGs now, to have stuff with lengthy cooldowns. I don't know why that is, but that's just, it's a thing, and I don't quite understand why. Like, I remember when in WoW, World of Warcraft, used to play it, haven't played it in years. I haven't played it since Lich King, so I haven't played it in years. An early Lich King at that. When Transmute, because I was an alchemist, or is it Herbalist? Alchemist? God, it's been so long. I think it was Alchemy, where he made the potions. And anyway, there was Transmute, and to transmute and make, can't remember what it was called now. Arcane Bars, I think it was. Something along that effect. It used to have a 2-day cooldown. And it's like, yeah, I could do this do this once every 2 days. Why? Anyway, that's that. Ring of Luck. 5% chance to get an item you could actually use. Which is funny, because in Diablo-type games, that's typically what luck does. Gives you a chance to win. Gives you a chance to get better loot drops. Excuse me. And with that, you typically find so much useless junk. Now, I like picking it all up because I sell it for money to buy stuff. But people will like to stack a lot of luck gear to try to get really rare drops or better drops and get better items. So there's the joke behind that. Flame Giant's pinky cover of the pony. Don't ask. And the joke behind this is, in a lot of Diablo-like games, you have, and where you have random loot. It's a big random loot thing. The item is kind of random. They have, set names for the items, but the prefix, which would be Flame Giants, and the suffix up the pony are randomly generated. Now these will determine what the item does. So up the pony may give dexterity, for example, and Flame Giants may give plus strength. So it'd be a plus strength glove that also gave dex. That's just an example. But because the prefix and suffix are randomly generated among a whole slew of things, because that's what really gives the random generation a lot of its juice, is these random suffixes and prefixes. Sometimes you can come up with some really weird combinations, like so. Ring of Bovine Mastery, plus 17% damage against cows. never know when that's gonna come in handy. Yeah, you never know when you're just gonna throw stuff into your Horadrim cube, click transmute, and a portal to a place where you fight a bunch of cows will open. That's in Diablo 2. There's the joke behind that. Boots of Vol Undersoul. Plus 10 to hit and run tactics for when the boss is just too strong. And this happens a lot in Diablo-like games. I don't know why. It happens. The one that really comes to mind is Diablo 2. It was really bad about it. For some reason, the boss is 25 times stronger than anything you fought. Now, I understand in that area. Now, I understand the boss is, of course, going to be stronger. But I mean the boss is really, really strong compared to everything you fought. And it can catch a lot of players off guard. Sometimes it gets so bad that you can't even beat the boss just sitting there and fighting him like you would normally anything else, even a mini boss. So you have to do these hit and run tactics, which is run up, hit, hit. Oh, the boss is about to use an attack, run back, hit, hit, rinse and repeat. It's a thing. Spirit of Adventure, plus 10 to feeling adventurous. Creeper Diffuser Kit allows you to prevent creepers from exploding, if you're quick enough. Minecraft reference. Knee pads of arthritis, plus 10% loot gathering speed, yay. Tyrannical Gladiator's Grease, plus 10 damage versus other players. These pants will also prove your worth. I'll get to that in a second. Underpants of the Unshackable, plus 250 to fear resistance. Warm and comfortable, yay. Wrist guards of Geshtar, plus 10 to backstab damage. Again, that's okay. We can't backstab, but you know a character that could backstab, that'd be cool. Helmet of Twilight, state-of-the-art solar-powered helmet. Grants night vision to its wearer. Yay. Double EXP gains. I think that was everything. I'll make sure. Oh, yes. The sunscreen of the undead. Undeads will now take sunburns as normal people do. Yeah, take that, undead. Now, I think that's everything. A few more things to go over. And I did this all during the episode, but here I'm just the episode that did not record. So, boy, I hope this one's recording. That'd be terrible if this one didn't record either. With a lot of these items, they just don't seem worth it, right? Sunscreen of the Undead. The Hero Relic. The Diamond Necklace of Shiny Bling. The Spirit of Adventure. And here's the point I think they're trying to make. Now, this is just my opinion. I don't know if they were trying to make this point, and if not, this is the point I would be trying to make. So, let me put that disclaimer out there. In these type of games, and a lot, I wouldn't say a lot, but in some MMOs out there, in Diablo type games, I like getting loot. Don't get me wrong. I love, getting loot. The random loot drop thing is great. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But sometimes it's too much. And what I mean by that is you could have 50,000 different ways, Flame Giants, Peaky Cover of the Pony. You have 50,000 items, and some of them are just absolutely worthless. I mean, a lot of them are absolutely worthless. You'll get things like this, Spirit of Adventure, plus 10 to feeling adventurous, and you're like, yeah, never putting that on. And it, I understand you gotta have some type of trash loot in there, but sometimes it's too much. There's just too much loot. Sometimes. And some people may really take offense to that and vehemently disagree with me. But I'm talking extremes here, like this. Now, you won't find anything like this extreme, but you'll find things like this 0.1 defense on ears, or you can give your item 0.5 extra percent to hit. Or, you know, you can give your weapon 0.1% extra attack speed. I don't know. Something ridiculous. Those weren't too bad. I'm talking about something like this, 0.1 defense. And you're really... But people will eat that up, and they know it. Every little upgrade, you're always looking for it. You're looking for that next little upgrade, and that's the appeal. And heck, I like it too. I like finding upgrades as well. What I'm saying is, it could be like this. Sometimes it could be too much. Sometimes there's just too much, and you overwhelm the player. Sometimes I know I can feel overwhelmed because I have 50 pieces of gear, and I don't know which one I should be wearing, what helps me. And some games are super cryptic about how the spells work. And then you really don't know what type of items you should be wearing. So sometimes it's all too much. It's just too much, and that's my opinion. Like I said, I love the Diablo series. They're fun to play. I played a lot of Diablo 2. Fate. I've played Fate. I've played Path of Exile. I've tried both of those out. They're fun. But like I said, like this, sometimes those games, it's too much. And you can really overwhelm the player. So that's just, again, just my opinion. Another thing that I really want to get across is Diabats. The other thing I really want to get across are these, and I'll talk about this as I walk. Tyrannical Gladiator's Greaves, plus 10 damage versus other players. These pants will also prove your worth. Alright. This isn't a WoW rant. And I really don't like to rant too much because even though we have a lot of it here, I'm trying to give some context and some different points of view. At least my points of view, which may be different. But just give you my points of view about this. Try to make up for the screwing up the episode. Give you some of my opinions. I'm not a big PvP person. I'm really not. Like I said, the quick disclaimer: I don't like to rant too much on videos. A lot of other people do that. This channel is about having fun. It always is. I'm hoping it always will be. I'm going to try my best to always make it that way. We're all supposed to sit here, laugh, have a lot of fun. That's what it's all about. Skeletons and mages, by the way. That's what this is all about, having fun. But something I just want to talk about here, since we got those leggings, and that way we're not just sitting here for nothing. Undertaker killed 100 skeletons. Yay. Now's the right time to do it as I kind of explore. There are people out there. Now, I'm not generalizing everybody. Let me make that clear. This is one off of just my experiences, which are pretty substantial, I would say. I'm not a newcomer to video games. Like I say, I'm 27. I've played video games almost all my life. And when it comes to MMOs specifically, hey, I missed this treasure chest. Yeah, for your mini-map, because I didn't have it at this point. Doppel. New card to play Double Twin. When it comes to PvP, I'm not a big PvP person. Those of you that are, that's great. Nothing wrong with that. First of all, let me say that. And when I say this, I'm talking about the hard. When I say what I'm about to say, I'm talking about the really hardcore people. In my experiences, I like to, when I played World of Warcraft, I really don't play a lot of MMOs anymore. I would do a lot of, dungeon runs, help people out. I played a healer. Shocker, right? Played a healer, helped a lot of people out, helped where I could. That was my jam. That's what I did. Some people like PvP. But it felt like whenever I got a really good PvP person in a group, like they wanted to run a dungeon, they always acted superior. And again, I hate to generalize because I know not all PvPers are like this. I know that, but for those of you that do act this way, that act superior because you have the tyrannical gladiator greaves and I have the highest PvP set and I'm all that and I can smoke you in 5 seconds and not blink an eye. I can beat you with one hand tied behind my back and all that other stuff, and you act so superior to people like me who are just trying to help out other people. And I can be really competitive too. don't get me wrong, I can be really competitive. I'm just not a big PvP person. I enjoy healing and helping people out where I can. It's what I do. And so you come up there with all your bluster and your big PvP gear and act like you're everything. And if something goes wrong, well, it was my fault. And I'm sure the other healers out there that are watching this, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Just because you got that fancy PvP gear doesn't mean you can look down on me. And you can act like you're superior to every other player that's there. Just because you're great at PvP. Don't be that way. It's one thing that really, really ticks me off. We can have fun, we can joke about it. Especially if you're a friend, like, yeah, you beat me in PvP, I'll get you next time. I'm talking about those people that think they are almighty and superior just because they're great at PvP and look down at the rest of us peasants. Oh, that ticks me off, because that is the exact opposite of what this channel is about. This channel is about helping people feel good about themselves. Confidence, you can do stuff. Heck, my outro, shoot for the stars. I mean it. That's why I say it, because it means so much to me. And it's this. I'm trying to combat this, because there are people out there that they have all that great PvP gear. Yeah, I'm great. You're nothing, and will cut people down. And it's just a game. But I think something I've tried to prove over the course of this entire channel's history. It's more than a game. It's more. We're on an adventure. We're sharing the experiences of a character. We're learning about the history of RPGs, or we're learning about a little bit of tactics, or we're going on an adventure with a dragon, or we're trying to help the allied nations defeat the Black Hole Army. We're having real experiences, and it's even more real when like XCOM, which just recently finished, with those soldiers, people that are subscribed to this channel, wanted to be a part of the LP, and took a liking to their characters. It can become more than just a game. It's about friendships. It's about it can be about learning stuff like this game. It can be about interaction with people. Like I said, friendships, learning about yourself. Do you like video games? What type of video games do you like? And like I said, having fun. It's about all of that. And it's those people that have their, that think they're all superior, all because they have the tyrannical gladiator scream. That's what I want to fight. That's this channel's purpose, to have fun. And if you have a laugh, you find out something about a game. I give you some tips here. You learn something. That's what it's all about, man. And when you cut people down, it goes against all of it. And when you act really superior like that's what you're doing. Sometimes you're really bruising people. Hurting their confidence, and that's not right. Don't be that way. So, I really apologize if that got a little too emotional or too heavy, but I feel strongly about that, and like I said, this was a good time for me to really get that out. Probably won't be the last time I go on a rant like that. If you've seen the channel, I don't do that too often, and unless I don't do it really unless I feel really strongly about something. For those of you new to the channel, so I do apologize if that's not what you were looking for here. Again, the episode's screwed up, and there's nothing I can do about that. So again, I apologize. Here we fought the boss. It was the Undead King. I opened the treasure chest, and it said, "Oops, maybe you shouldn't have opened that treasure chest." But we had to, of course. It was the boss. He would twirl around. He would twirl around and fire fireballs in a circle pattern. Just back away to dodge the fireball. Then go up, hit him. He would hit you back, but he also spawns bats. Kill the bats to get extra HP. Rinse and repeat until he's dead. Honestly, not a very hard fight. The point is that bosses typically have some special maneuver, like these spinning fireballs. Spinning around and shooting a whole bunch of fireballs. Bosses typically have a move like that, so it's good to learn it and then learn how to dodge it. Or if you can't dodge it, how to mitigate the damage. That way you don't take a lot of it. We reached the end here. We found the end of the second half of the amulet. And also a town portal opened. Which, these are very useful. They take you straight back to town. Very handy in Diablo-like games. Go on the town portal, and we're back. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope this wasn't boring. I still hope you got a lot out of it. Sorry that, that the recording messed up. Like I said, nothing I can do about that. But I tried to explain everything we got in the cave. That was everything: the mini map, the dynamic lighting and textures, the boss, and then I found a star in there. Once you have the mini map, it's kind of easy to find everything. Just go and just make sure you explore every little area, and you'll find them. Trust me. Like I said, I missed that card because that is before you have the mini map. So remember where that card's at, and you should be able to get it. Again, thank you very much for watching. Again, I still hope you had a lot of fun. I still hope you enjoyed. And next time, we're going to continue with the story. We have both pieces of the amulet. We need to go talk to Sid and see what he has to say about it. So, until then, I'm Cinder89. Remember to shoot for the stars, and take care, everyone.